What's going on, guys? It is Powerbang bringing you guys a video today on the top 3 Town Hall 10 3-star methods that we're currently seeing in WHF and across the league. We've got 2 that outshine the rest, but we're going to take a look at all of them today. First, we're going to start off with probably the most popular at Town Hall 10 right now, and that is the LaLoon attack. Varying numbers of balloons and hounds, but you're seeing more and more often lately the use of many balloons to get these 3 stars done. So notice in the Queen Walk here, Murorezi is going to bring 27 balloons along with his walking troops, which is a lot. So really, he's decided to drop a hound in favor of more balloons in this army composition. He's rocking 2 hounds, one of them out of the CC, so he's able to get that Town Hall 11 upgraded CC hound in addition to his 1 regular lava hound from his camps. So the idea here is to get as much value as possible with the Queen. You see what he's done with the walk. He's taken out one of the air defenses as well as opened up pathing to the Inferno Tower directly. So now he's got the lava hounds coming in. Look at the rage spell placement, how the Queen is directly in it, and then he's able to drop 2 skeleton spells there to lock onto that Queen, and ultimately she is going to go down. Check this out. There it is. She goes down. The pups and the skeletons inside of the rage spell is absolutely lethal. Other than that, it's just your traditional, rotational LaLoon around the base. And check this out. A wall of balloons comes in from the top, and the freeze spell actually misses. But in this particular scenario, getting the sweeper was actually what mattered. He's got so many balloons. Just look at them all, guys. So many balloons that really, all he needs to do is just kind of overwhelm the last couple of Inferno Towers. It's not often when you see a LaLoon attack here take out the 2 Inferno Towers last, but that's exactly what happened here, and he still had enough to overkill the base. The King is actually dropped for cleanup in this scenario, so, you know, for a Town Hall 10 base, that's kind of overkill. We're going to check out more on this strategy a little bit towards the end of this video. We're going to talk a little bit about bringing a Valkyrie kill squad to get more accomplished, but let's switch gears now and take a look at the dragon attack as well. Dragloon is very popular, and you're seeing it on 2 kinds of bases. We're going to look at one of those in this video. Notice the air defense placements, how they're in the corners of the base, very external. That's designed to make the LaLoon pathing very difficult, and also make it hard to get more than one of them if you decided to come in at a single point of entry with your kill squad. But notice here as Jeeper drops in some loons inside of the haste, he gets the air defense taken care of directly, and he does it on the other side of the base as well. So that's 2 air defenses taken care of, and now he can focus on getting the other 2 with his heroes. So funneling being done by the bowlers up at the top, the dragons finally come in, and as you attack with dragons, the Queen isn't necessarily a huge issue. No skelly spells needed or anything like that. Just make sure you have a rage dedicated for that part of the map. There's the poison spell to slow down her rate of fire, but as the dragons approach, then you'll notice she's down quickly. They have a whole lot of base left to go. Now, focusing over on the left and the top, we've got the giant tanking for the wall breakers. Wall breakers actually get sniped kind of by that wizard tower. Pretty big radius of damage there by the wizard tower, not gonna lie. That's all right. He's gonna have to beat through the wall there with the King. Now we've got the Queen coming in from the left as well as the dragons approach. She's trying to survive here. So after the storage goes down, she's going to step forward, take out the air defense. You might even see an early ability here just to save some dragons. Not quite. She does get it taken out in time. Oftentimes, the Queen will trigger that early Archer Queen ability in order to make sure that the air defenses are taken care of. You see the King uses his ability to get through the wall, takes out the final air defense up top, and then a final couple of balloons in the haste spell from the backside go ahead and take out the other key defenses. So really, really good stuff. Looks like the Barb King is taking out the last point defense here, and the rest is just splash damage, and that is not going to bother balloons, or excuse me, not going to bother dragons at all. So Dragloon, probably the 3rd most popular Town Hall 10 triple method right now, but now that that one's over, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of arguably the most popular. I'm seeing this often in the higher level war clans, but something to pay attention to with this strategy. It's known as Bitch, Bewitch, Bowlers and Witches, you name it. You can call it whatever you like. If you're in a PG-13 clan, bowlers and witches will suffice. But we have a golem entry in the middle here. Notice how they're splitting the base in thirds. The inner 2/3 there is where the golems go down, and then the bowlers and witches in from the corners. Typically 3 witches in each corner, and a few bowlers as well, 3 and 3, or 3 and 4 in the corners, and then the rest of everything, that's pretty much your entire army, goes down in the center. A couple of jump spells here will open up the whole base. Oftentimes 3 jump spells are brought with this strategy, especially at Town Hall 11, but because there is no Grand Warden Eternal Tome ability, you kind of need the spell space at Town Hall 10. So oftentimes you're looking for bases that you can open up the entire base with a double jump. And notice how he just places the heal spell after the first Inferno goes down, and then the rage spell in the core of the map to help those bowlers just completely devastate everything as their rocks kind of skip about. The goal is to save the queen ability until you push to the backside of the base. You want to hold on to that so that she has got it as long as possible and can help out her bowler and witch friends as late as needed here. She doesn't even need the ability. Notice she takes a little bit of heat from that giant bomb, but really, all is said and done here. We've got witches still alive, bowlers doing their thing. One thing that I want to point out, and we'll look at that in the next raid here, is that you always want to choose a base where you can hit the base 1 Inferno at a time. You always want to pick the side of the base where you're coming at 1 Inferno, and after it goes down, then you get to the next Inferno tower. You never want to hit a base where you're taking on the side where both Infernos at the same time are going to go ahead and hit you and basically decimate your army very, very quickly. So let's watch Shawn 2 here. He's got a very similar army. Notice the jump spell down in the middle, and then check out the golems as well. He starts off on the left side and on the right side there with the 2 golems, and then he's got a few bowlers and witches in the corner, just like I showed you guys. As those corner funnels are developed, then you're going to see the bulk of his army come down in the middle. There's the witches, and he has the bowlers as well. Where do you think they're going to go? Right to that jump spell. And this one, he does have 3 jump spells. He decides to use them to get deep up in it, into this base, right down that center column. You can see it with all of the wizard towers going straight through the base. The worst enemy to this strategy is splash damage, and as it all exists in the core of this base, including mortars even, this was an ideal base to use this strategy against. If you can find bomb towers, wizard towers, mortars, all kind of concentrated, or you have a plan for those, that'll make it so that the point defenses never ever catch up with the skeletons that your witches generate, and you can see as Shawn 2 just completely mows through the core of this base. His queen's still riding behind several bowlers that are still alive. He gets to the backside of the base. This is what I was talking about with saving the ability till you really, really need it. And he takes out the Inferno, the the Archer Tower, and then is going to go over to the Expo as well and lock onto that and try to get that taken out. But obviously nothing left in the base that is going to really do anything here. That mortar is going to be distracted with witch skeletons this entire time, and the bowlers kind of creeping around from the right side. Now that the mortar's locked onto the queen, this is definitely wrecked. Great attack from Shawn. Bowlers and witches, guys, you might consider it, especially at Town Hall 10 and 11. The last one we're going to look at is the LaLoon strategy that we spoke about earlier. We're going to throw in some Valkyries and the King into this kill squad. We want to take out as much as humanly possible. So you see 2 air defenses in this big compartment on the bottom right, sharing that with the Queen. Now, we can't get an Inferno Tower with the entry, but we can get 2 air defenses, the Queen and the Clan Castle troops. And by bringing Valkyries with your Queen, oftentimes the LaLoon that's coming out of the defending CC, so the Hound and the Balloons, you can simply ignore it by bringing the Valkyries. So you can see here, wall breakers go down, open up the wall. The bowler is for the funnel. Valkyries finish up, go into the base, and notice the Balloon and the Lava Hound coming from the Clan Castle, and the Valks and the King, they don't care. They don't care at all. So they're going to go rip through the heroes. The King uses that ability, just absolutely crushing through this compartment. 2 air defenses down. The Queen is down. The CC is irrelevant, basically, because this is an air attack. Check out the amount of balloons, guys. 29 balloons in this raid. Unbelievable. So they're going to start coming up from the top. You can see we're paying attention to the Queen now, making sure she doesn't lock onto that Hound. The Hound's sitting on top of the King. He's finally going to go down, but let's move our attention to the balloons. to the Inferno Tower is the quickest thing. Notice the heal spell immediately following that Inferno. That's going to keep up that huge group of loons and give it a ton of power going into the backside of the base. And then from the other side, you've got enough to get through the core. You also want to bring in those flanking balloons, as the path to get through the base is fairly narrow. Haste spell is going to get those balloons all the way to the backside Inferno, and then all of the air targeting stuff is down at this point. Beautifully done. Balloons, there are a ton of them left over. Absolutely crushing the base in this one is GroovyTony. Nice work, dude, on the raid, and also shout out to GroovyTony, as he's a recently newly signed member to the WHF free agency program. So that being said, WHF looking really, really strong right now as far as you know, new pickups, recruiting, everything looking great. So props, mad props to the recruiting team and everything that you guys are doing. So that is probably 3 of the most used and effective Town Hall 10 3-star strategies that are working right now. I wanted to show you guys a few examples. That's five Town Hall 10 triples from our war with Clantanamo Bay. We had another 5 or 6 in our war with Emphatic Fury that went down. I'll bring you guys those probably tomorrow. But things looking really good right now, and I wanted to share with you guys the Town Hall 10 madness that's going on, and hopefully give you some examples that you can replicate in your raids. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Please slap the like button if you liked it. Let me know in the comments if you liked it and if you want to see more. That's going to do it, though, for now. This is Powerbang, signing out till next time, guys. Take care.